So we were talking earlier about original art. So I want to ask a question, but can you talk about the recent Batman cover that?
Yeah, Batman. This is Batman 251. It's a classic cover by Neal Adams. You know it. We'll show you an image later. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a classic cover of Batman being held on a playing card by the Joker, and it's a great story as well. That's the Joker. That's like classic Joker at the end of the day. Not this nonsense you go into the movie theater. That's not the Joker. That's falling down in a clown suit. That's what that is at the end of the day. If you haven't seen Falling Down, go see it.
Well, so I want to say that the other part of the enjoyment of Comic Book Hero is the fan moments and the collectible moments, and this is obviously as a fan, fighting for the real Joker, and
still fighting, and not winning, still fighting.
But with that selling as much,
it sold. The original art for the cover. This is the cover. Okay, interior pages definitely sell less. We should do a show on art, but when one of these days get around to it. Mm-hmm. But original art. Okay, this is again, original art used to be dirt cheap.
Yes.
It used to be dirt cheap.
Yes.
You could get covers for like, $50. Now forget about it. I don't know. And that changed, I'm not exactly sure. That's why people think, cover prints, I'll forget about it, dirt cheap. I'll hold on to mine. I'll hold on to it. But the original art for Batman 251, Neal Adams cover, just sold recently for $600,000. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I never understood why art was so cheap, because if you're collecting the comic, okay, the art's one of a kind. This, it's one of a kind. There's there's only one page of this.
Yeah.
Okay, so but again, wild, really wild, and I think it's sold through Heritage. I think it's sold through Heritage.
Yeah, and I want to get to some
and this was
about
not,
that, yeah.
And it was not Neal Adams who sold it. So that had been sold. Yes. I don't know if he even owned the art at that point, because I know there was there's that period where the DC, Marvel, they owned the art, and then they started releasing things. They started releasing things back. So I'm not certain if he ever regained it, but I don't know how many hands it went through, but $600,000.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Classic pieces, like I think some of the Burns X-Men, classic 60s stuff that I've seen. Some, not too much, but I think Todd McFarlane, some of the Spider-Man pages, Dark Knight pages, they've been selling around that range of the $100,000 range.
Yep, if you have the right page.
Now, in your mind, do you really, the market is there for it, but shouldn't there be a cap at like $20,000 in the $10,000 range for this?
I'll be honest. I don't think that. I love that cover, but $600,000 just shows there's a healthy appetite for comic book and superhero related things, and they believe this is something that's going to be worth more. Mm-hmm. If you're buying it for $600, you're thinking this is going to be worth $1 million one day. Along those lines. I can't imagine. I can't imagine justifying that type of purchase for a comic book unless it's something like the cover for Action Comics or Batman, Batman #1 or Detective Comics 27 or Amazing Fantasy 15. It would have to be something along those lines. That's a great cover, but $600,000 just shows, okay, there's a healthy appetite. People are willing to, and again, these are collectors who are willing. They are making. This is an investment this person is making in this particular art. I don't know if it's a sound investment, to be quite frank. Hey, if you bought it for your collection, this is going to stay with you for the rest of your life. You want it? Hey, that's great. If this was something that you're investing in, and a good investment always yields you, like, for me, I like to make 100%. I don't see anybody buying that for $1.2 million, anytime soon. And it does change the whole dynamic when it comes to cover art, because now, forget about it. Anybody just has a little piece of art right over here. How much? $600,000. Forget $60. This is going for $5,000 now. $5,000.
And man, it doesn't seem there's no chance, since it's one of a kind. There's no chance for this market to actually die out. There's always going to be a fan that wants to buy the classic Neal Adams, John Byrne, any of the old 60s
but it's art.
Marvel.
So it's art. So it's like we're comics, and I've always loved them because it's a mixture of literature okay, and I'll say art or painting, if you will, and merges the two of them together. And if you love comics, I mean, you realize there's certain things you can do in a comic book. You can't do it in an animation. You can't do it in a film. There's certain things that can only be depicted in a comic, and if you really love them, you love the art form. Okay, there's certain things you can do with the words there that you can't do in a novel. Okay, you can't, you just can't do it. It's its own art form, and if you appreciate it for that, it's a really wonderful thing. The comic art, however, that's art. That's Mona Lisa and Rodin. It's art. It's Andy Warhol showed that you can sell that type of stuff when he was doing the pop art. At that time. So that's for me is its own thing. And as long as you have people who appreciate art, that'll still go there.